on. His opponent just figured it out in the next 2 rounds. Up to Jason Vargas. Let's get it going.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Professional Lightweight Division, powered by Debo's Food Truck. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 156 pounds. He trains at Battle Horse MMA and is sponsored by Fly Above It Clothing, Garden of Prayer Youth Center, Nate's Renegade, History with No Chaser on YouTube, and Cope, Cultivating Our Purpose Every Day. Joining us from Champaign, Illinois, Nico Boom Jefferson! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. He trains at Capital City MMA and is sponsored by Milton Family Restaurant, Ben the Barber, Lucy's Bar and Grill, Edge Tree Care, The Bar, Suiter's Speed Shop, Hartman's Trucking, Bocane Wayne's Crispy Chicken, and Debo's Barbecue. Joining us from Broadhead, Wisconsin, Devon the Pitbull Seitz.
All right, here we go. Jefferson to the center of the cage. Seitz dancing around a little bit on the sides. Both guys with a pretty open stance.
Nobody wanted to make that mistake in the beginning. Maybe that feeling out process, moving around a little bit, see what you're looking for.
Jefferson squaring in there. Seitz kind of looking to come in.
Well, that's the one thing is Jefferson's kind of, both of them are doing the same thing. They're just trying to move. You don't want to give up too much. You don't want to step forward too fast. You don't want to, there's a good kick. So just trying to, the feeling out process. You usually give everybody about a
good head kick attempt right there. Doesn't quite get through. Little blitz by Seitz.
I like the idea, Seitz. I like the idea. 1, 2, 3. You get to a point, it's like, okay. Thinking about it. I get it. You're out there, you're trying to feint and look for those little openings. There's those certain things that you're looking for, right? When you're hitting the pad, you're hitting the bag, and you know these openings.
Again, a little blitz there by Seitz, not quite getting through. Everything defended by Jefferson.
And that's the other thing with Jefferson. Here, you're kind of just standing and waiting. I get it. Seitz. You get to a point where I can't just come after you. There he goes. He tries to land a big combination. Seitz going to go in on a single leg. Jefferson does a good job of stopping the takedown.
Tries to come for an uppercut on the way out. Not quite there.
What I was going to say really quick is that you try to bait him and try to get him to almost get impatient when they come lunging at you. And you have to kind of remember, man, as much as I'd like to push this action, I got to be careful because when you throw like Jefferson, I don't want to run into that.
Seitz in the center of the cage. He's the one pressing forward right now.
Trying to throw some feints.
Anybody's round. Couple of feints there.
And that's it. Jefferson, you know he has that right hand. You know if he can, he's land that left hook. And there's kicks. It's just, you got to, you can tell he's looking for it. Seitz is trying to go with that lead uppercut in that right and left hand. Rear uppercut, sorry, in the left hand. But Jefferson's just not liking what he sees.
About 90 seconds to go in this first round.
There is something we were talking about when I was, before, and I'm a big fan of it, timidity and a caution. I'm almost up for cautions. I get it. Sometimes we get in fights like this, and we're looking for so much without seeing the
Good leg kick.
For the kick. Good kick right there. That was another thing we were talking about with other fights and stuff. Like, should there be something like that thrown up there?
Another blitz attempt. Jefferson's able to defend all of it.
He threw a good three-punch combination.
Might have caught him with that uppercut.
And that's it. That's why I wish but again, you almost want to go after it and do it again, but at the same token, you are trying to save some gas. You're not trying to burn everything out in one round. And then that happens. You throw a kick like that, and Jefferson has it with that right hand, left hook.
Again, close round. Really could be anybody's. I guess we're going significant strikes. Maybe Nico Jefferson is edging him out slightly.
Here comes Paul.
Jefferson right center again. Goes for the leg kick. Gets it through. Good left, right. There you go. Certainly makes the case for him in this round, Nico Jefferson. Getting those strikes through.
He almost like he stole it in the last 15, 20 seconds. Some of the heavy shots, you can tell he damaged that leg with that leg kick. Seitz's leg, it looked like it hurt him, it caught him. Got his attention, and then just some of those punches. But that's why I can see through Seitz where I'm like making sure I don't want to get hit clean on it.
Nope.
And I almost wish for Jefferson, as this fight goes on, you need to be a little more aggressive, get after me. You got bumps. You got to utilize it.
And it seems like this fight is going to be one on the feet. Neither guy going for a takedown attempt. Really didn't see any grinding in on the cage. So far, a striking bout. And there's that head kick that doesn't get through. Combination again. Again, you've seen those three-piece blitz. He hasn't had a huge amount of success with those.
But they look good. And then, you could have a 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and a 4, 5, 6. But again, you got to be careful here because Jefferson's throwing. He's got some heavy hands.
Am I going the wrong way or the right way? Okay, how's that?
Here we go, round 2 off.
Okay, should I
Seitz in the center of the cage.
Or is that good right there? All right, I'm going to lock this in.
You can tell. Look, he wants you to look at that shot trying to land that leg kick.
Ooh, good leg kick.
Heavy leg kick and another heavy right leg upstairs.
Camera 2's back.
And see, those are the things that are keeping Seitz from just pushing.
Is that good?
Oh, there's a shot. Okay. And now, now in the mouth.
Shot a long single right there.
Yeah. There's the heel pick, right? Or what ankle pick. I'm sorry. I'm not a wrestler.
You got it. It sounded good. He shot it from a distance. Either way, he went down and scooped that up real quick.
It does on my screen, too.
On top.
There is. I went from 4 to 5.
Let's see if he can get some damage in. Nico Jefferson's trying to slide to the side a little bit.
Yeah, and this is if your Seitz is going to try to get on the leg that's past that guard. So get into that half mount. I can sit all day, half guard, depending where you're sitting. I call it half mount. I'll be on top and just get that leg, push down on that knee. Try to push out the cage.
Trying to strike from the bottom. Jefferson trying to push off. But it also seems kind of content to be in this position. You've got to try to maybe get a leg in there, push off the chest, wall walk. Seitz trying to get some strikes in, but at the same time, Jefferson doing a good job of defending him. Almost a stalemate right now.
And that's it. If you're Jefferson, he just kind of obviously hold on to him and wait for his stand up.
And he's going to get that stand up. Here we go. All right, almost halfway through this second round. Touch him up again in the center.
Whipper, seeing like you see now there, that leg kick. And that's the one thing that Seitz is found quick. The few punches that Jefferson has thrown, they hurt. The few kicks that he's thrown, they hurt. And that's enough to cause caution. And you see how far away he shot from that. And that's one thing is the composure of Jefferson. It's impressive.
Jefferson with that leg kick. That seems to be his most significant strike, at least his lead in. Yep, there we go. Left, right comes in.
That's what I mean. He's got a combination. You don't want to get hit clean with this.
Yep, and you can definitely see the bruising around the knee and the back of the leg of Seitz on that left leg.
And now he's, now you got him shooting from a distance. I got to do everything from a distance because that right there, I can't have him keep chopping at my leg. We're going to start switching up that stance soon. And that's what he's got to do is how do I close this and not run into the damage?
Autofocus area.
And Jefferson is catching me when I get in close.
Yeah.
I almost wish Jefferson would just punch, and come back now and be a little more assertive and just boom, boom, and get those leg kicks. It seems like you're just a couple away from completely flattening that tire.
See if Seitz got another blitz in him.
8,400.
Certainly trying to find the level here.
DRS.
And you wonder if he's going to go in, maybe go for that takedown attempt again. He's able to get that successful ankle pick. But again, didn't do a lot with it. I did like that takedown. There you go.
But you see that level change and it got Jefferson to step that foot back, maybe. See, add that feint in there and then come up with the uppercut or...
I'm not... Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, see, you get him flinched, you got to come back with something.
Yeah, Seitz got to be active if he wants to get this round. And I get it. It was a close first round. But right now, Nico Jefferson probably edging this one out as well.
And that's the one thing. When you find yourself taking so many steps forward, there's only so many you can do.
There you go. Left, right.
Now he's throwing a combination. When you start to chase him, you don't want to chase too long, And that's the one thing with Jefferson. He throws back, and then he goes Seitz like that. A couple of steps.
Let me know if you're on me.
Oh, see that left that came in from Seitz? I don't know if that was before the bell, but that may be his most significant strike of the round. Went to trade at the very end. Maybe should have done that 5 seconds before. We should have seen some back and forth. But probably, again, Nico Jefferson round. Close round. Maybe the judges think that last strike is enough.
What about that? That didn't do anything? Yeah.
Here's some of that action.
Now maybe it's going to keep it straight. You probably want to do
Boom.
it.
I mean, he shot that from a distance to be able to get that pick. Take down
The Japanese sneak attack on Pearl Harbor right there. That's what I'm talking about. Across the sea.
Oh, that's it. The tool's so heavy, that's inside. You can just get a little more, get in that foam, but just kind of just pressure. See what happens after the first couple of punches and stay in there. And just try to pressure. The one thing is that Jefferson's doing a good job of keeping this fight at his pace.
Absolutely. There he is kind of nodding off. See, right there, they had that 10 seconds. They struck the last three, and they started right there. Maybe we would have saw something.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not sure. They're hugging it out here in the beginning of the third round. Again, that strike, that hook from Seitz, probably his most significant strike. I'm not sure if it landed before or after the bell. I'm not sure what the judges thought of that because, again, Nico was able to just kind of brush it off going to his corner. You don't know if he landed any damage.
Yeah, and see, here it is.
There, that's a great job by Nico to stop that shot. A little more urgency.
See, and that was it. Seitz did a lot of chasing around the cage. Takes that shot, it kind of failed, but then see Nico comes back, lands that kick. There we go. Seitz going to get after. He's trying to make this fight happen. Going to go in on the double leg, drive. But Jefferson, good spinning. Whoa! Yep. All right, good elbow. Let's go. It's like a sparring session. All right, you pop me. Let's go back to the center, reset, and start again.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
it looked like that was a pretty significant strike. Jefferson even kind of acknowledged it. You don't want to let your opponent off the hook.
And he acknowledged it as they're walking back to the center. Let's start again. And that's kind of the one thing that's happening.
Again, goes for the pick. And Jefferson.
Yeah, he's sorry about that. He's just shooting from so far out. Jefferson's getting that sprawl, and I get it.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Hasn't been able to fool him again, right? And the thing is, again, it looked impressive that first time. He's now whiffed on it twice. Maybe you want to come in 1-2 leg kick.
That's what go back and see what my man Benton was doing earlier when he was pop, 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 boom. Hauser, he was doing a great job of combos into the takedown.
On the side of my camera.
And it gets to a point, like this is now for Seitz. How many times, look, I keep trying to come in here and I keep trying to pressure this, I keep trying to push forward, he backs out, and you get to a certain point, you just kind of have to stop. I can't just chase him around blindly.
Yep, and there's that blitz again.
See, a quick blitz, but then he has enough to wherewithal. See, as much as he's trying to make this happen. See, this is where you could literally, I would like that idea of flagging for, not necessarily timidity, but give people cautions for even stepping back. I'm not trying to make you go toe-to-toe and stand there and, and brawl it out. But at the same token, that's where it's up to the referees to kind of push that pace a little bit.
Good right hand. Gets through.
Yeah, the takedown that got, again,
honestly, this might be a Seitz round. It hasn't been a lot of offense from Jefferson. He has landed that spinning elbow. He just landed that strike. He's had a couple of blitzes. Hasn't been successful on the takedown. Still got a little over 2 minutes left.
But he's trying, and I'm hoping, and I would like to see, hopefully the judges see that. That's the one thing is you are trying to make this fight happen.
And I'd say the most significant strike of Nico Jefferson this round is on that second takedown attempt where he was able to get that little right cross in, maybe a short hook, and land. But it didn't really rock.
Well, if you look at the leg right there, you see the lead leg of Seitz, and that's the damage of when Jefferson throws, you pay attention. And he's already commanded that respect from the first round with those heavy shots and those leg kicks.
And that right landed for Jefferson, and Seitz trying to come in.
And that's the one thing Jefferson has going for him is I'm not going to willy-nilly just walk in and let that man punch me. He hits hard. He kicks hard.
Here's Paul on my
See,
camera.
as much as and he moves back, and Seitz doesn't bite and allow him to counter. But I'd like to see Jefferson move forward a little bit. I'd like to see you push it with that kind of power.
Here you go. Seitz coming in. And he might want to feel the urgency. I think that Jefferson has probably got the first 2 rounds. Yeah, they were close, but there wasn't a lot to judge on. He may need the finish here. I guess we'll see if it does go to the scorecards. We've got about a minute left in this fight. Another good low kick from Nico Jefferson.
How about that lead hook, spinning backhand? And again, I can see it. When you start to do this, like with your sight, see, I'll move forward enough like that, but then I just find myself, you can't just desperately I just start running at somebody. So your training, it makes you step back like, all right, I can't just blindly follow after the guy. And Jefferson, you can tell he kind of sits back and lets you do it a little bit, but he's kind of taking time off. See, this just, to me, that's where you can start, as a referee, we have the power to throw that up there. There's a fine line of not necessarily, timidity and, and not having to just draw a line and roll it out. You know what I'm saying?
Most fights aren't going to be Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje in a phone booth.
100%. 100%.
A little bit of an exchange right there. Even though there's the point down, let's see. A good right-left from Nico Jefferson lands. Another left from Jefferson lands. And then the takedown's not there. Probably a Nico Jefferson sweep, in my opinion. They hug it out. We will see when it goes to the scorecards. Again, these two very friendly. I would assume probably have trained together in the past. Nico Jefferson, a veteran of the sport here at Cage Aggression.
And that could be it. You gotta really, that's what it is. You gotta really try to avoid that sparring session. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But Nico does a good job of slowing you down. When you punch with power and you kick, and those kicks are hurting you off the bat, you can slow it down. It almost becomes a sparring session. You land a good combination, high five. You kind of laugh at each other, you know what I mean? But where's the fight? And that's the thing with Seitz. He just, as much as he tried to close the distance, he just can't overdo it.
Here's some of that action. Again, the takedown not quite there for Seitz. He was successful on that very first one. There's that elbow.
And then boom. Then instead of resetting, you go all the way back. Boom. Where's that shot? Right back.
Yeah, you
in.
want to see, a big overhand right follow up. Maybe you got him crowded a knee, something.
Well, that's what I mean. But you
capitalize.
punch, and you landed that elbow, and then you step back, and then what? Why do we got to walk back to the center? Boom. Drop down, right back in. You know what I mean? Don't let him breathe.
Some of the blitzing by Seitz. Nico Jefferson, though, does a really good job of getting out of the way of all that. Let's kick it up to Vargas.
You at his pace.
Yep, let's kick it up to Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our judges' scorecards for our decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Nico Boom Boom Jefferson. All right, we're here with your winner, Nico Boom Boom Jefferson. Nico, man, very tough opponent, very durable Devon Seitz. Hey, talk to us about that win right now.
It looks like I'm gonna have to do this shit every time I come here. Every time I get a win, I'm gonna get booed, but that's okay. It is what it is. You saw the fight, you know what it was. Today is my little brother's birthday. Today's Mo's birthday. I wanna say happy birthday to him. I wanna say happy birthday to Reggie Bell. I wanna say happy birthday to Mr. Jackson. This was beautiful, man. I needed this fight. Listen, it's cliche, but believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I'm 40 years old. I'm turning 41 on May 15th. I'm still in it. I get to train with dogs like this, who's half my age. I get to train with guys in their early 20s, and I'm keeping up with them, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this sport. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me young, and I'm here in Cage Aggression. I'll be back for y'all to boo me again.
Well, look, a win is a win either way. You keep that smile and you enjoy that win. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Nico Jefferson.